Assalamu alaikum everyone. Samir did reaction back with other reaction, and this time we're gonna be reacting to someone. What happened between Thailand and Cambodia over the past 75 years? Point of view. Yeah. What happened? I have no idea. So my name is Samir from Algeria, North Africa, but Morocco, and Tunisia. The reaction, and they have depression. Is this attack from a long time? We deal with that. I bet Alhamdulillah for everything. And if you want to subscribe, that's your choice. Be part of this family. And if you want to read the comment, I'll write it about problem between my dad and me, and they want solution. If you, that's up to you. It is your choice too. It is not mine. If you want, that's up to you. So let us start. Let's go right now with 3, 2, 1. It is coming right now, and let's start. Let's go. Okay.
Summary of Thai-Cambodian relations in one clip, 15 years in a nutshell. This video is available in 23 languages. If you're watching and the language isn't the one you want, just click on the gear icon. Then select the language tag you want. Hello, this is View from the Point of View channel. Welcome to Point of News, where I pick interesting news. Of course, the hottest news in Thailand right now is about Thai-Cambodian relations. At this point, not only have diplomatic relations been downgraded, but there have also been actual clashes. There have already been fatalities. There are injuries, violations of international treaties, and many other issues. First, I want to express condolences to families of those who lost lives and everyone affected by this incident. I also want to send support to everyone living along the Thai-Cambodian border. And I want to encourage all the officials who are doing their best in carrying out their duties. So, regarding the incident, I believe that when it comes to updates, we've all been following the situation hour by hour. But what many people want to know is, in the past, have we experienced this before? What's the past and present relationship between Thailand and Cambodia? Back when incidents like this happened, how did we handle them? Or were there more serious incidents than this? I've gathered and compiled the information to share with you. Alright, if you're ready to listen, let's get started. First of all, I believe that many people are probably curious why the title of our video is Summary of Thai-Cambodian Relations, paused for 15 years. The number, paused for 15 years, refers to the number of years that we have had official diplomatic relations with each other. The relationship between Thai and Cambodian people has existed for much longer than that. But in this video, I won't be focusing on ancient times, because in ancient times, we weren't yet Thailand and we weren't Cambodia, and there wasn't concept of drawing borders according to international rules. No one had set those rules. No global standards. Hey, when we divide territories, we have to use the ridge. The ridge, the watershed boundary, who had more power. Back then, people just fought for land, and anyone could seize territory from anyone else at any time. We can't use what happened back then as the basis for determining borders in the present day. Otherwise, Genghis Khan's descendants would claim a huge Mongolia, or the British Empire would insist on being the biggest. Italy might even declare all of Europe belongs to them. We don't discuss that era like that anymore. We have to say that the pattern, the relationship between us and Cambodia over the past few hundred years up to the present has followed a similar pattern all along, which is that Cambodia, after the end of their glorious Angkor era, became a territory where Thais and the Vietnamese would take turns exerting their influence over. Here, I'll just use the terms Thai and Vietnamese for simplicity's sake. Whenever Cambodia was fighting with Vietnam, they would turn to Thailand for help, or whenever they weren't on good terms with Thailand, they would try to cozy up to Vietnam instead. This often led to Thailand and Vietnam clashing because of Cambodia. Cambodia never saw Thailand or Vietnam as friends. They didn't like either, and didn't want either country to have influence over them. On the Thai side, we felt that Cambodia couldn't be trusted. Whenever we were strong, they would come to rely on us. But whenever we were having problems with other countries, they would side with Vietnam instead, which would just add to our problems. That's why, when the French came and colonized Cambodia, the Cambodian people didn't really resist the French all that much, to that extent, because they felt that the French were the ones who liberated them from Thai influence and Vietnam. The relationship between Thailand and Cambodia hasn't been smooth from the very beginning. Now, moving forward to a more modern era, when our world had already formed into countries and started establishing diplomatic relations with each other, the relationship started to become more like modern diplomatic relations. The point is, at that time, Cambodia was still a French colony, so we didn't officially establish diplomatic relations with Cambodia. It wasn't until much later that things changed. So, when France was about to grant Cambodia its independence, that's when Thailand began to officially establish diplomatic relations with Cambodia on December 19, 1950. At that time, World War II had already ended. Our world was in an era of the Cold War, and the world was quite clearly divided into three groups. There was the group that supported liberalism, the group that supported communism, which sided with the Soviets, and the group in the middle still hadn't decided, still wavering. The job of the Soviet and American sides was to do whatever it took to get as many of those undecided countries to join their own side. We were on the side of liberalism, so America asked us to help establish diplomatic relations with Cambodia. Cambodia was one of the so-called third world countries that hadn't yet decided which side to take. If Thailand were to establish diplomatic relations with Cambodia and officially recognize it as a country, it might prevent Cambodia from joining the communist side and help block communism from spreading into the Indochina region, which aligned with the Thai government's objectives. At that time, Thailand didn't want communist Cambodia, our long-bordering neighbor. With France withdrawn, we couldn't rely on them to intervene and say, "Don't become communist." So, expecting Cambodia, a newly formed country, just abandoned by France, to block communism on its own, with its own military forces, was unrealistic. At that time, Cambodia couldn't do it. Thailand then decided, okay, I'll establish diplomatic relations with Cambodia, so we could follow the Cold War concept, send in aid and whatever else was needed. To keep Cambodia from turning communist, now shifting focus to Cambodia, its leader, Prince Norodom Sihanouk, who pursued a policy of a third world country. He had to balance the power between both sides, the communist side and the liberal side. In Cambodia's case, the communist side was China. The problem during the Cold War, a country had chosen a side. They didn't see wanting anyone neutral. They believed everyone had to pick a side, so Cambodia refused to choose a side. Also, they tried to balance power with Thailand, then under Field Marshal Sarath Thanerat, a close US ally. Very much so. This led to distrust between Thailand and Cambodia, despite established diplomatic ties. Thailand worried, are they getting close to communists? Will they turn communist and bring it to our doorstep, influencing us? Meanwhile, Cambodia felt, you've already chosen the American side. Are you going to interfere in my country's politics? I still don't want to pick a side yet. So, this issue led to diplomatic tensions. In 1958, on the Cambodian side, they suddenly announced the severing of diplomatic relations with Thailand. They claimed it was out of fear that Thailand would interfere in their internal affairs and support the Khmer Rouge group in their movement against Prince Sihanouk. The Khmer Rouge group was receiving support, had a safe haven in Thailand. This group's border activities concerned the Cambodian side, so they released news reports, and there were newspapers, ran headlines accusing Thailand of doing things. However, at that time, the Thai side saw the breaking off of diplomatic relations as something that suddenly happened. So they wondered, was this an impulsive personal decision by Prince Sihanouk or not? Plus, when it came to dealing with the Thai side, at that time, the Prime Minister was Field Marshal Sarath Thanerat, who was also someone who would rather break than bend. On top of that, there was already starting to be conflict around the temple area. So, this led to a dispute over who actually owns the Preah Vihear temple. Many analysts believe that the issue of interfering in internal affairs or the Free Khmer movement was just an excuse. But the real reason Cambodia cut diplomatic ties with Thailand was probably the Preah Vihear issue. Anyway, once diplomatic relations were severed, it caused tensions along the border, to the point where UN representatives had to step in as mediators to help negotiate. So eventually Thailand and Cambodia restored diplomatic relations. But not long after, in 1961, problems started to flare up again, leading to the second severing of diplomatic ties in 1961. At that time, the Thai side was concerned that Cambodia, which claimed to be neutral, might actually be supporting communist groups militarily. The Cambodian side said, "Hey, you're slandering me, insulting my country's neutrality, my country, neutral, not communist," leading to another round of conflict flaring up. But the real spark that made everything blow up was the dispute over the Preah Vihear temple. At that time, Cambodia brought the Preah Vihear case to the International Court of Justice in 1960. And this time, the severing of relations was intense and it dragged on much longer than the first time, because both sides wanted different things. The Thai side said, "I didn't interfere with your country at all. I was just worried that you might become communist, and we insisted that the Preah Vihear temple, if you look at the watershed line on the map, Preah Vihear temple should belong to us." Meanwhile, the Cambodian side also refused to give in about Preah Vihear temple. At that time, diplomatic relations between Thailand and Cambodia were basically put on hold for a long time, for 9 years. Yes, until there was a political change in Cambodia itself in 1970. General Lon Nor overthrew Prince Sihanouk and then took power as the country's prime minister. Lon Nor leaned toward the United States. Diplomatic relations between Thailand and Cambodia were restored, but Cambodia still faced internal turmoil as the Khmer Rouge, a communist group, gradually expanded its influence. Eventually, the Khmer Rouge seized control of Cambodia. There were communists in Cambodia. The Khmer Rouge era was an extremely brutal period. Therefore, Thailand adopted an open border policy to provide humanitarian assistance. Basically, anyone fleeing the Khmer Rouge could seek refuge in Thailand, and we would help them. We opened our borders in accordance with human rights principles, even setting up proper aid centers. Meanwhile, in Cambodia, the Khmer Rouge started to fracture from within. One former Khmer Rouge member felt that things with the Khmer Rouge were no longer okay, and so he broke away. This person was Hun Senator. He fled the Khmer Rouge and joined the Vietnamese side. Then, in 1979, Hun Sen returned to Cambodia with Vietnamese forces to invade and seize control, fighting the Khmer Rouge. After that, they established a new government, changing the country's name to the People's Republic of Kampuchea. So, Hun Sen cooperated with Vietnam to drive out the Khmer Rouge, a problematic communist group, but Vietnam itself was also communist. Don't forget the social context at that time was the Cold War era, so, whether it was the Khmer Rouge communists or Vietnamese communists, Thailand, on the liberal side, disapproved of both. Both Thailand and the United Nations also refused to recognize Hun Sen's side as legitimate authority, seeing Hun Sen, who joined Vietnam to seize Cambodia, as not the true ruler, but a puppet government of Vietnam expanding its power and taking over Cambodia. This was the Cold War era perspective. Rumors circulated that since Thailand wasn't okay with Vietnam teaming up with Hun Sen, did that mean Thailand was cooperating with Khmer Rouge splinter groups to fight against Vietnam? Don't forget, that was just a rumor. Personally, I've tried to look for credible evidence, but I haven't found anything concrete, other than some people talking about it or it being passed around as rumors here and there, because don't forget, during the Cold War, each side tried to write things in a way that favored themselves as much as possible, you know? And the accounts from each side never matched up. Also, don't forget that from the Khmer Rouge era up to now, Cambodia has had nationalist policies and has rewritten a lot of its history. So, reasoning explanations still end up supporting Hun Sen, who is still in power today. That's why we don't consider that evidence reliable. If anyone wants to know my sources, if you're listening in Thai, references are listed below. If you're listening in another language, switch to Thai and you'll see plenty of references there. Anyway, at that time, rumors started spreading. Did Thailand actually support the Khmer Rouge or not? The Khmer Rouge leaders had nowhere else to run. They couldn't escape to Vietnam or stay in Cambodia. So they fled into Thailand. However, Thailand wasn't rolling out the red carpet or supporting them. They likely just sneaked in. It doesn't mean we supported or helped them. If anyone has evidence deeper than my view, something credible, feel free to comment below so we can exchange ideas. But anyway, the politics on the Cambodian side, at that time, was really chaotic and messy. Because even though Hun Sen's government was able to seize power from the Khmer Rouge didn't just disappear, they were still active and moving around all the way until 1988. That's when multi-party negotiations started, with everyone saying, enough already, too much fighting. Coincidentally, this was also when Thailand adopted the policy of turning battlefields into marketplaces, saying, hey, let's stop. All this communism, whether in Thailand, Cambodia, or Laos, has led to so much fighting that the economy is ruined. Why don't we stop fighting and start doing business together? So, in negotiations between Khmer factions to get them to stop fighting, some people say Thailand was a leading force in the negotiations. Others say Thailand just joined negotiations. Ultimately, Vietnam withdrew its troops from Cambodia. That long war, it kind of came to an end, right along with the atmosphere of the Cold War, which was gradually easing up. The Soviet Union was collapsing. And then, as evidence, the first Thai-Cambodian friendship bridge was built in 1992, connecting Aranya Prathit and Poipet. It became the main border crossing between the two countries, all during that period. Thai-Cambodian relations have since seen fluctuating ups and downs. But mostly, there's been cooperation, whether in trade or investment. Thailand has also supported Cambodia in education, believing that helping develop neighbors ultimately benefits us too. As for disputes, they've been ongoing, as summarized in another video, especially regarding border markers used to demarcate boundary. Sometimes markers go missing, or each side uses a different map, until 2001. In 2003, a mutual understanding about this issue, commonly referred to as MOU 43, was established. Its full name is quite long. Before MOU 43, this had been a problem for a while, not just between Thailand and Cambodia, but also between Thailand and Laos. For example, Thailand and Laos had issues at Ban Rom Clau in Phitsanulok province. Thailand realized old border demarcations are unclear. Everything's updated technology and more advanced so much, right? We should really update our borders to be precise now. So, around the 1990s, we kind of agreed that, okay, let's handle the issue of land border demarcation properly. So, 3 years later, it led to MOU 43. In MOU 43, they agreed to use 3 reference documents, as you can see on screen. When MOU 43 was established, 2 committees were formed, both with members from the Thai and Cambodian sides. You could say at that time, there was a genuine, good intention that we would finally resolve all issues. But it turned out that MOU 43 itself, yes, would cause disputes in the future. Anyway, let's come back to another point. The issue is that MOU 43 is about land, right? Around the same time, another matter in parallel was the issue of demarcation. The maritime boundary, because before this, it was like a problem came up where Cambodia tried to use a convention to draw the continental boundary. It turned out they were trying to demarcate the boundary around Phu Quoc Island, which belongs to Vietnam. If you use that rule to demarcate, the line would cut through and take Koh Kood, which belongs to Thailand, too. So that became a problem. Coincidentally, just before that, the United Nations updated a rule regarding maritime boundaries. In the past, we never really paid much attention to it. Now, we're going to write very precise rules, and these were written in the year 1982. So, the rules were set 1, 2, 3, 4. If, for example, we want to divide maritime boundaries, we use this and that method of measurement. On the Thai side, we've signed this convention, while on the Cambodian side, they've joined. But they say they haven't signed the final step. You can listen to the full story in the land dispute episode that View talked about before. Cambodia is holding on to the old convention from around 1950-something, while Thailand is using the 1982 one. So it turned out there was another area where they didn't see eye to eye. In 2001, an attempt was made to create another memorandum of understanding to discuss the overlapping maritime area, called MOU 44. Back then, MOU 44 wasn't a problem yet, the issues only started to arise recently. Anyway, let's go back to 2003. The relationship between Thailand and Cambodia at that time was normal. There weren't any major issues. There might have been some sensitive issues along the border, just minor things here and there, but trade, investment, and tourism were all smooth and orderly. Thailand exported goods to Cambodia, and Cambodia sent products to sell in Thailand. We even sent Thai dramas for them to watch. Cambodians were actually fans of Thai soap operas. Everything was going, like, wow, things were going beautifully. And then suddenly, a wave of anti-Thailand sentiment erupted in Cambodia. It all started from something really minor. A rumor suddenly spread in Cambodia that Khop Suvanant, who was a hugely popular Thai actress at the time, both in Thailand and in Cambodia as well, because the TV drama Dao Prasuk was popular there. Then, a rumor started circulating in Cambodia that, on a TV show, the host asked Khop Suvanant, "What do you hate most?" And Khop Suvanant answered, "I hate Cambodians as much as I hate dogs, because Cambodians stole Angkor Wat from us." And this rumor wasn't spread word mouth. It was published in the Rasmai Angkor newspaper in Cambodia. As soon as it came out, Cambodians went wild. They loved Khop Suvanant so much they called her Ning Prakai Pruek. Ning means lady or girl, and Prakai Pruek is Venus, the morning star. So, they called her Lady Venus. But suddenly, from loving her, they all started to hate Prakai Pruek. Cambodians nationwide protested Khop. Another newspaper published more stories, fueling the fire. The hatred intensified. At that time, Hun Sen, whose popularity was already waning, seized the opportunity to rise up and stoked nationalist sentiment, saying that this actress was worth less than a blade of grass at Angkor Wat. He immediately ordered a ban on Thai dramas, without even checking how true or where this rumor actually came from. We often observe this pattern in global politics, where many places use this trick. Whenever their own popularity starts to decline or falter, they often. This pattern of creating a common enemy to regain affection is prevalent across institutions, historical, social, and individual. It's a tactic seen when Hun Sen's popularity wanes.
It's crazy,
when things are on the
I
brink,
swear.
Cambodians suddenly hate Thailand. There's always an event that makes everyone hate Thailand.
Many
to stir up
information
nationalism.
here.
Every time, it
A
follows
lot.
the same pattern. Whenever Hun Sen
My
says
head
things
wants
like this,
explodes.
the wave of hatred intensifies. Even if Khop states she never said anything, no one listens. The situation was so intense that Cambodians rose up, opposing anything Thai. They looted, burned, and destroyed Thai businesses, restaurants, and hotels. Companies were completely wrecked, and they even surrounded the Thai embassy, took down the Thai flag. Seriously, it was really intense. When things got that serious, Thaksin Shinawatra, who was the prime minister at the time, called Hun Sen directly and told him to get the situation under control immediately, or else he would send in commando units right away. Another immediate action was sending the Cambodian ambassador back to their country. This was a downgrading of diplomatic relations, not a complete severance, just a reduction to chargé d'affaires. And Thailand. At that time, Thailand cut all aid to Cambodia, closed the border to prevent Cambodians from entering, and sent 5 aircraft to land at the Cambodian airport to pick up Thais and bring them back quickly, within 1 hour, with commando units escorting them. During that time, warships and F-16 fighter jets were on standby, fully prepared, making it clear that if things didn't stop, this would be the last straw. From this incident, Cambodia had to officially apologize and promised to pay compensation for the damages to the Thai embassy. They arrested hundreds of perpetrators and instigators. But in the end, it must be said that those arrested were eventually released on bail. None were punished. And all affected private companies didn't receive any compensation either. One of the companies affected was Shin Corp, owned by the Shinawatra family. As for whether they got any compensation, I don't know, but there's no evidence that lets us confidently say there was any compensation. After this incident ended, 2 things happened. First, we resumed and restored our diplomatic relations. Secondly, Hun Sen himself won a landslide victory, so if you look at it according to that pattern, it was a complete success. Everything went perfectly, but it only lasted a short while. The relationship problems became tense, because Cambodia went ahead and applied to register. Preah Vihear Temple was a World Heritage Site, so Thailand asked if joint registration would be better. The World Heritage Committee told Thailand and Cambodia to agree. Thailand then discovered the map for Preah Vihear Temple encroached into the overlapping area, so they had to revise the map and then sign off on it. However, the newly signed map was never officially made public, and at that particular time, Thailand was facing significant internal political turmoil. The People's Alliance for Democracy was actively staging widespread protests against the government, and there were strong calls to oust Nopadan Patama, who was then the Minister of Foreign Affairs, in order to invalidate the controversial signing. But it was too late, as UNESCO had already announced the registration of the World Heritage Site at Cambodia's request. This led to the Thai side escalating the situation, with protests condemning the government and marches to Preah Vihear. Militarily, clashes with Cambodia in the disputed area caused injuries on both sides. The fighting continued from 2008 to 2011 until civilians lost their lives. In addition, in 2009, the Cambodian side issued a statement appointing Thaksin Shinawatra as the personal advisor to Hun Sen, the Prime Minister of Cambodia at that time, an economic advisor to the Cambodian government. Now, this wouldn't have been a problem if he were just an ordinary former Prime Minister, but he was a Prime Minister ousted in the 2006 coup. He was ousted because he was accused of corruption and had pending cases against him. From the Thai side, this person is a wanted fugitive, so why did Cambodia appoint him to an advisory position? On the Cambodian side, it was a political issue, and if Thaksin were to stay in Cambodia, no extradition. The Cambodian government also allowed Thaksin to travel in and out of Cambodia freely. The accumulated conflicts kept clashing, and when this issue arose, making it seem Cambodia disregarded Thai law, Thailand downgraded diplomatic relations with Cambodia again. In 2011, Cambodia filed a case with the International Court of Justice. The ICJ ruled both sides withdraw from the disputed area and told Thailand not to interfere with Cambodia. If either side did anything unrelated to military activities, the court ordered both countries to facilitate access for ASEAN observers to enter the area and to stop anything that would escalate the conflict. The conflict gradually died down, little by little. After that, Thai politics changed when Thailand underwent a coup and ended the era of Prayut Chan-o-cha. For 9 years, there weren't any problems in Thai-Cambodian relations. This is evident from the construction of additional Thai-Cambodian friendship bridges. There were occasional reports about the close relationship between the former Thai Prime Minister's family and the Cambodian leader's family. Then, after those 9 years, in 2023, there was a general election in Thailand. Meanwhile, in Cambodia, Hun Sen himself seemed to retire and let a new Prime Minister take over, his own son, Hun Manet. On the Thai side, the Prime Minister also changed to Paetongtarn Shinawatra. The relationship between Thailand and Cambodia seemed good, with no apparent problems. The two families are close, and this year marks the 75th anniversary of Thai-Cambodian relations. Discussions occurred about future investments and signing 7 agreements covering friendship bridge, labor, trade, and other matters. At the beginning of the year, the relationship was still going well. Then, all of a sudden, mid-year May, Cambodian soldiers came and started digging trenches or chong kuliat. Thai soldiers negotiated, stating they couldn't just dig. A clash erupted at Chong Bok in Ubon Ratchathani. Each side claimed the other started it. Thailand said Cambodia did. Cambodia said Thailand did. At that time, both sides sought a solution. The Thai side stated the issue needed bilateral negotiation, suggesting they await the JBC meeting in June to settle it. Before the JBC meeting could even take place, Hun Manet, Cambodia's Prime Minister, posted on Facebook that Cambodia would continue to work with Thailand to survey and demarcate the remaining border areas using the JBC mechanism, excluding areas around Ta Muan Tom, Ta Muan Tot, Ta Kwai Temples, and the Emerald Triangle, or Chong Bok. They want these 4 areas before the ICJ. Then, former Cambodian PM Hun Sen also spoke up, saying the ICJ is the best solution for peace. If Thailand refuses to go to court, the border area could end up becoming like Gaza. If you have nothing to hide, then just go to the International Court of Justice. But the Thai government has made it clear, stating Thailand has not accepted the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice since 1960, because at that time, the evidence submitted was not in accordance with the agreements. In the case of the border, it should be negotiated bilaterally, as we have previously agreed. For this reason, the area around the Ta Muan temples has once again become a disputed territory. Analysts note Thailand's unsurprising reluctance to go to the ICJ. We have territory around the Ta Muan temples, not previously an overlapping area. The actual overlapping area is further beyond. So why go to the ICJ? Cambodia, however, wants to go because if the case hypothetically goes to court, and the court rules in their favor, they would gain this area. It's like they get more territory. Whereas if the case goes to the International Court of Justice, and the court rules that it belongs to Thailand, then they don't lose anything. Besides, they would also gain popularity and return to the nationalist pattern once again, just like they've done before. Since Hun Manet has only recently become Prime Minister, maybe he needs to boost his popularity. Whatever the case may be, this is something that people have been analyzing, and it turns out that just a few days later, shortly after the JBC meeting, which ended without any agreement, an audio clip of a private conversation between the Thai Prime Minister and Mr. Hun Sen was leaked. This personal conversation clip further fueled the conflict. On the Thai side, they announced that what Cambodia had done was unacceptable, as it violated basic diplomatic etiquette and was considered a breach of trust. It undermined trust between neighboring countries. Therefore, the already tense Thai-Cambodian relations deteriorated further, with both sides exchanging responses through media at state and public levels. And then things got even worse when Thai soldiers were patrolling and discovered that anti-personnel landmines had been planted in various locations in the Chong On Ma and Chong Bok areas, causing Thai soldiers to be injured and lose limbs. This incident violated the Ottawa Convention, which bans anti-personnel landmines or buried landmines. Both Thailand and Cambodia have both signed and ratified it, both sides. The Cambodian side claims these are old landmines from the Cambodian-Vietnamese War era, but the Thai military insists these mines were newly planted, and you can test it, they're a new model, recently manufactured, not from that era. The Cambodian side tries to say Thailand planted the mines, then forgot and accidentally stepped on them. They released a photo, but that photo was from a Thai landmine removal training exercise, which had nothing to do with this incident, and it wasn't something the Thai side did. This model of landmine has never been purchased by the Thai side.
No.
Therefore, the already strained relationship, with border crossings closed previously, even with only partial closures, the situation was so tense that on July 23rd, the Thai side closed all 4 border checkpoints, including several major tourist attractions for safety, such as Ta Muan Tom and Ta Kwai temples. Diplomatic relations were downgraded, with both sides recalling ambassadors. Then, on the morning of July 24th, news came that Cambodian troops had opened fire across from the Thai operations base and launched intense attacks at 6 different locations. The areas the Cambodian side attacked did not spare. Even civilian zones, including gas stations, people's homes, and, most shockingly, a hospital area. This resulted in civilians being injured and many lives were lost in a deliberate, hostile, and extremely violent act against Thailand. This severe violation of humanitarian principles broke the Geneva Convention and nearly every imaginable rule. Consequently, the Thai military had no choice but to retaliate with airstrikes and targeted only military objectives. After that, the events that followed are the ones we've been following in the news, like the Facebook posts. From the Cambodian side, provoking back and forth and sending letters to the UN, trying to explain, and then there were a lot of statements condemning each other from both sides, until most recently, It led to the declaration of martial law in some areas. From here on, we'll just have to keep following the news to see what happens next. We'll have to see how this story unfolds, but for now, all we can do is send our support and hope that all Thai people in the conflict areas stay safe. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like to support me, and share it so your friends can watch too. See you next time, everyone. Goodbye. One convention we've heard a lot about is the Geneva Convention, which both Thailand and Cambodia have both signed. The reason people are talking so much about this convention is because it's an international treaty that addresses humanitarian principles during times of war. Its main goal is to protect lives and dignity of innocent people. Who are the innocents in war? They are civilians, wounded soldiers, and those who no part in fighting. The idea in modern warfare, those whose job to fight will fight, but those not involved shouldn't suffer the consequences of war. This treaty consists of 4 conventions. The first protects wounded soldiers and medical personnel on the battlefield. The second convention protects those who are wounded in naval warfare. The third convention protects prisoners of war from torture or cruel treatment, and the fourth convention protects civilians during times of war or occupation. So, when the Cambodian side uses weapons of war to attack areas where civilians live, and especially hospitals, directly targeting hospitals, this is a clear and most serious violation of Article 18 of the 4th Geneva Convention. That's all for today, everyone. Goodbye.
Wow. Cambodian, it is like so hard to deal with it. I'm see that. I be adopting before and then adopting and say no, it is good, it is amazing. It is still amazing, but not people they doing this, and you know that. They, I can't say that, but you know what I mean. And this give me so information, your point of view. I describe your channel this, and thank you for suggesting this video. Can you comment to give me this video to make a reaction about, and I am so happy to make a reaction about her. She's so amazing. She have like mind open, like our book she read, she know everything, she know a lot of things going on, and that's amazing. We have brain like, oh my god, how she make this. I was like, oh my god, shocked. What oh my god, all this she's saying, oh my god, in 28 minutes? That's crazy. 29, I think, 29 minutes. It's crazy. So if you love my reactions, smash the button, subscribe. This is your choice. And in the comment, I'll write it, read it. It is your choice. Thank you so much for watching, and peace, love. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Salam.